Okay, so here we have the print. And as I was explaining before, 2 and minus 1, we're going to get 1 because here we're saying exclude whatever it's on the index of minus 1. So it's going to exclude 4.3 and it's going to be removing right what's in between them. So that's why we have 1. This is position, this is index 2, but what's in index 2? We have 1, so it picks 1. So let's write them. So for list we have different method and functions you can call on them. You can get the length, you can get the max, you can get the mean, you can also sort it. For instance, if you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 12, 20, 35. If you use sort, it switches them in ascending order. And so we have there, it's a link where you can find more about the different data structures we have, and you can read more about it. But I know that I'm going to send this slide so you can all go through it and do some self-study. Look through a list. Well, I understood that this is coming pretty much earlier because then there's the slides where I was talking about loops. But here I'm just going briefly on how loops works for list. So for list, in this case, if you put this code on your Python, you're gonna get, it's gonna print out apple, Python, bananas, and cherry. And here we have something we call the list comprehension. And list comprehension is more like a concise way to write your Python code without having multiple lines.
Okay. There's something I noticed.
Yes.
You wrote my list, you put an underscore. But on this one, there's no underscore. Does it make any difference?
It doesn't. It's just a variable name. Yeah.
So it's just a variable name. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess this is new for almost everyone. So we have we have tuple. Tuple it's a different, it's another data structure we have in Python. So now I guess we are on the same page with the rest. So tuple, it's another data type. It's a immutable, ordered sequence of elements. So for instance, if you see here we have dimension. Dimension we have 52, 40, 100. And I do not want to say height equals something, width equals something, then probably let's say length equals something. So here I'm saying dimension equals 52, 40, 100. Then I'm assigning dimension backwards. So what's happening here is, here's the trick. The variable dimension has 3 integers, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Dimension
3 integers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. And on the next line I'm saying length, width, and height equals dimension.
Yes.
So there we have tuple, because instead of me having to say length equals 52 and width equals 40 and height equals 100, so I'm using a tuple here, which is I'm assigning each of those numbers in terms of the position to each of these ones.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why in the second line, why is it possible to have dimension equal to length, width, height?
Like you mean dimension on the left side?
Yes.
In this example, I would no. The reason being that here's the trick. In Python, what we are doing is the left side, it's different from the right side. So when you have, what you have on the right side is what you are assigning to the left side. So here what I'm doing is, I have this one, defined, defined, defined. But I want to assign this to become this. And don't forget that this carries 3 variables initially. So doing this means that this one, as at this point, has nothing, but the moment I say equals dimension, it picks, it knows what I want to do, which is height, which is length, equals 52, this equals 40, this equals 100, based on the position.
Okay.
Questions? Confusions? More explanation? I was expecting more questions around here.
Yeah, but
Yes.
okay. So I can see that first of all we have something in the invited commas. So that's just like for you to know what the outcome is going to be, right? Like the one in red color, right?
Yeah, that's
It's just going to come
invitation.
out that same way.
Yes, it's that's it's a string. So I'm printing out dimension, but the place where you have this means that. So what I did, there's what they call string formatting. In Python, we have different ways of printing stuff to the console. I could demonstrate what I did there for you. Let me go back. So we have 52, 40, 100. So I would say dimension. In this case, it's 52, 40, 100. Then I said width, height. Was it length? Yeah. So let's say length, comma, equals dimension. Yeah, equals dimension. So I want to print. I could say, let's go back, dimension R. Okay, I just say dimensions R. Let's say this.
I think you need to put the S on dimension.
How about that?
I think we shall be
Yes,
just.
yes,
Let's say this. Dimension is 1. Okay, I know what the issue was. I was trying to print, but I omitted this comma. This comma is another way of saying I don't want to. It's a way of concatenating strings together. Concatenating means like I want to put 2 variables side by side. So I could use a plus. For instance, if I use a plus here, it won't work. Why? Because this one is an int. So if I want this plus to work, what I will do is I will force it to be a string.
Okay.
Then it would work. But in order to explain that coily thing.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you because I ran once.
Okay. So if you run the previous one, so if I want to format it, I could say. So yeah. Alright. So I could say here I don't like this keyboard, but I have to manage it. That's for March. Then I say dimension. Oh. It should, no, it should work. That was what I had. Length. I'm just gonna copy everything here. It's faster. I hate this keyboard. It's the worst I've seen. There you go. So I could say, I could do this. I could say this plus this plus this. I could say dimension. Then I get the position, the position of the first one, which is 0. Then I would say plus. Then I put a string to separate them. I would say plus again. And I would say dimension, then 1. So you get the thing. And this does that. String. So what I did on this line here is to do like it's like a kind of more easier way to print out the whole item without having to worry about whether it's string, because remember when I was trying to print the integer next to the string, it was giving me that you cannot, the types are not the same. So what I did here is like I'm converting that implicitly that, okay, this is...
Can you do the other way around? Can you force like words into integers? The way you force the integers into strings?
On this ones?
No, just generally in Python. Like you use string to force the
integer to
be a string.
Yeah.
Can you do it the other way around, forcing a string to be an integer?
I never tried.
Okay.
But we can try. We can try. So it's like if we can say, let's say print.
To force an integer into a string?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't
It
work. It's a
shouldn't.
number.
It's a so let's do this. We should get an error.
No. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because it's number.
It's a.
Just remove. Just change to string naturally.
So what I can do there is probably get the length, and the length is 6, and we have a number.
Because you can't change the alphabets into numbers. No matter how, there's nothing you want to do. You can't add it to another number and it will give you any mathematical.
No, yeah, I get that. Okay.
You understand? Because the concept of the integer is it's a number.
Mm. Clear? Okay, so we should go for a break very soon. So everyone understood what's happening here? Yeah? Yeah? Great? Yeah? Okay, so here I was explaining further how it works. So it provides a convenient way to swap the variable values. So if you see on the previous example, I was switching the dimension to become the length. So that's what's it's happening here. So a good example is A, comma B could be B, comma A. So let's say at that point, let's say A is 4 and B is 6. So if I want to switch it the other way around without having to say B equals to A and A equals to B. This is what a tuple would be a good example, because you just put it here and you switch it the other way. It's a good way of swapping the values. If you do want to swap the values that way, this is what you will do. A equals to B, then on the next line, B equals to A. So it's a little bit of, okay, A equals to B, now B equals to A. But here you just switch it the other way around. And it returns more than one values for you at the same time. For instance, here, we haven't gotten here yet. Here I'm defining a function. Function, we will visit functions at the end of the class. So functions is what you use to do repeated tasks without having to define them every time. So you just call them whenever you need them. So what I'm saying, the function is doing multiplication and addition. And this code here is receiving two arguments. The first one is x, the second one is y. But do not take note of the names, because these are just arguments, or you can call them parameters. Something is coming inside. But in order for me to understand how to structure this code block, I use x and then use y. It could be A, it could be B, it could be Z, it could be anything. So here I'm saying inside this function, inside this block, I'm saying add equals to x plus y. And here I'm saying multiply equals to x times y. And I'm saying return, add, and multiply. So I'm returning, because of tuple, I could return two things at the same time without having to say return A, return B. So tuple returns both of them together. And if you try this code, you will see what it does. Although we haven't gotten to dev yet, it means functions, but just to show you how tuple works. I'm collecting two things together at the same time here. The result of this, I want it on just one line. This shouldn't be happening, like kicking this to the next line. It's because of the slide's indentation. So this should be on the same line as this, just so you don't get it confused. It was because of the margins of the slide. So this should be on the same line as this.
Okay.
What's hard seeding? What's the seeding behind? Okay, added. All right.
So it's added, which is
Okay.
yeah.
Just look like seeds.
And the trick here is I'm saying that added equals added and multiply should equal the result of 2 and 6. Don't forget 2 here is going into this function multiply and addition. So I'm sending this 2 into this because I'm calling this here. So 2 at this stage becomes x becomes 2 and y becomes 6 when it goes into that. So it does this automatically, because instead of me having to say x plus y every time, I just call this.
For the function, you don't necessarily have to, you can give it any name you want, so you can define it as
Yes, you need to give it a very descriptive name.
for you to remember.
Yeah, for you to. So it's like the best practice is give it a name of what it does. So that's why I said it's doing two things here, multiply and addition. And there's an underscore here. So just so you know, I need to improve my presentation skills. There's an underscore here because if you define your function with a space, it will throw an error. I remember you remember the last class we did that.
Because even and itself is a...
Exactly, and that's why if an underscore is here, I think it's showing a little bit, yeah. So the dark color swallowed it. It's
The harded and the multiplied, is it on the same level as the hard multiply return or a little bit behind them?
You mean this one?
No, the last,
Here?
this
they're
one,
on
is
the
it starting
They're on the
the
same
same
line.
line as def or?
It's the same line, yeah.
Okay.
all in one line. The indentation, the slides
No.
kind of.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm saying that this starts at the same tab as def, or it's shifting and starts like at the
It's on
same
the
tab
same.
as.
Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
same. It's on the same.
I tried
Mm.
a run, but it did not print out the results.
There's no print.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you have to now print and call it for
It depends. What are you using?
spiral? That's why.
You remember that it didn't print. I think it didn't print for Dia until we initiated print.
Yeah.
If you use Jupyter
So does
Notebook,
this print?
if you use Jupyter Notebook, it should print. If we do it this way, I would just remove this here. This doesn't make sense. I could say,
Yeah, because you already use return, so you should actually return something. Yeah.
so we can give it a go, which is define, add, and multiply, so I said it takes two variables, which is x and y. Then here I say add equals x plus y, and mod equals x times y. Then I say return at, and then mod. So here when I said added multiply equals, then I will call the function up, which is, then I put 2 and 6. I think that's all.
Yeah, it's not return, that's all.
So let's go this way.
So you have to call the function. It's the function or the added and multiply you have to.
Let's do this here. Print added multi, then I can remove. Let's see if it prints it.
Yeah.
Okay, now it prints it. Yeah, it's just returning the value. It's
Yeah,
not printing.
something.
Yeah. So now you understand the.
But what I wanted for sure is if for the added and multiply, yeah, what's the purpose there?
So the added and multiply here is as at this point, before whatever is on the right side,
Yeah.
they are nothing. They are undefined. Undefined is like they are nothing. So for instance, if I want to use added, I don't want to say added equals the position of the whatever I get in return, and I don't want to say multiplied equals the second position.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing on one line is saying that added should become 2, which is the first argument on this return.
Yeah, so it will be whatever it happens.
So it will be the addition. It's going to get me the addition result back.
Yeah, which makes sense. So whether my follow-up question would be, I could actually print added or multiply separately,
Yes.
right?
You can
And
print.
you just say after this, after you return, instead of putting that the print into the code, I could finish
Yes,
it up and say just print added.
yeah, you can print. Yeah. So you can put it in the
I
code.
think
You
the
can
fact
put it
that
out.
you use VS Code also it's affecting the way you work on Jupyter. Because Jupyter does not need print and all that. That's some like
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
like what I'm saying is that the function you can just call and put the argument there and it will give you the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really don't know if it's necessary you have to put in print and all that and all that. That's what I'm like asking. Is it a must that you must put the print when the return is there?
The reason I put the print in this case is I'm not already displaying a value, because if you note here, we are only returning it and we are not doing anything with it. So we already have the result. but we are not calculating stuff. For instance, if I say 2 plus 4, there's a calculation involved, so it just prints it. So it's like it does the calculation, and here it assigns the result of this into this, and that's all.
Oh, I tried here. I just printed added, you know, and only give me after the code.
So for instance, if you put after here, print added and multiply, then it will give you
What?
So like you can actually, since now you, after this line of code here, this are now an entity you can print anyhow. So you can say print added, print multiplied.
then you can.
Okay.
This should work.
You can even print them separately.
You can print them. Yeah.
The one I did, I just printed print added, and you just give it a look.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's you choose how you want to work with.
So now,
Yes, questions.
If I named the added and multiplied something else, would
yeah,
it
it
still
will
work?
still work.
Yes,
Okay.
because here you're the one that defined the name.
Okay.
I already I already designed how it will look. So here I'm just saying added should be the first position, the first index, which is addition. This one goes here, and multiply comes here. So you decide what names based on the position.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that for like hard, the added part, what if I just say maybe subtracted?
Yeah,
It would work.
Yeah, it would just give you, but
It's
it will not change.
It won't change what it's supposed to do inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is here. It's a definition. It's the name you're giving it to, to work with. If you put subtract here, it won't change what's inside. What's going to do is you're going to be confused.
Yeah. Now, I also say like this looks like a very simplistic calculator, because now if I where the x is, if I put an input there, I could always just request for values of x and y every time.
You can always.
Yeah, because it looks like a simplistic
And
calculator.
to make it even simpler, I would put we did input.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. You put input where the x is, so the person can always request it, and the function will go on itself.
Yeah. And
You get the logic of what I'm saying here.
questions, Riggs? No. Everyone understands?
Yeah.
Unless you're confused? No?
Yes, I'm confused.
You're confused?
Please, questions.
Everything from add and multiply.
Okay.
I have the code and I'm having everything like
Okay, so let's break it down. Where did you get lost?
everywhere. My code is all.
But here.
Yes, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it.
Then add and multiply.
First, I need to apologize that we haven't gotten to def yet. But then I just wanted to show you how tuple works. So I would say do not worry about the def, just ignore it for now. But focus more on how I am switching things around. So here, x and y, do we have a pointer? I don't know how the pointer works, but it's better to use pointer than putting manuals. You know how the pointer works? For this one. Okay.
Yeah,
There.
That's it.
yeah, but some.
It should move like this, right? I'm old school. So x, it's a parameter, and y there it's another parameter. At this, y is another parameter. So here I'm saying x. I'm just getting the addition. Here I'm just multiplying both of them, and here I'm printing the result of what I have, and here I'm returning them. I'm just trying to prove on this line that you can have a tuple. Instead of saying return add and return multiply. So I'm saying on one line, I want them to be together, so return add and multiply. Here, I think this is where the confusion could have set in place. So what I'm doing here is, remember we spoke about tuple. I will just go back a little bit, just to go back there. Tuple, yeah. So I think this one explains it. What I'm doing on the other one here is that we have, it provides a convenient way to swap the variables. And what I'm doing in that code is this. The result of this on this line, which is add and multiply, is what I'm swapping for these ones.
Okay.
So as at, if you ignore whatever is on the right side, added and multiply will be nothing.
Okay.
Because don't forget the rule I said. Everything you have on your left side, it's like you, what you will assign something to. So I'm assigning the result of my function on the right side into what's on the left side with the equal sign. So I'm saying whatever is here, put it into what's here. So here we have addition, the function at this place 2, the result of 2, here, 2 form. Yeah. So the result of this goes into what's on the left side, added. And based on the position, it knows that the first one will be the result of added, which is in the function, and the other one will be multiplying.
Which is going to be,
Yeah.
okay.
Then I just printed it again. And if you want to check if it's truly a tuple, I would just say print the type. If I put type at the back here, it will tell me it's a tuple. If I put type here, type, error, oh, I would have to